Today we celebrate a very special occasion in the life of this great university. Moments ago, the Board of Visitors unanimously elected James Edward Ryan to serve as the 9th President of the University of Virginia.
So I realize many of you may be wondering about a question I'm asking myself. What am I doing here? I'm here first and foremost because, like you, I love UVA. But I'm also here because I was told that this is where they're handing out free tickets to the concert at Sky Stadium. Is that not true? In all seriousness, I'd like to begin by giving thanks. First, I'd like to thank 2 presidents. Thanks to President Sullivan for her tireless leadership of this university. It will be an honor and a privilege to follow her and to build upon the tremendous progress she and all of you have accomplished during her tenure. I'm confident this will also be the case in the aftermath of the deadly, hateful rally in August. Like all of you, I was heartbroken and horrified to see UVA in Charlottesville invaded by groups of white supremacists and neo-Nazis. And I join those who have condemned this violent display of hatred. But condemning bigotry and anti-Semitism and racism is in many ways the easy part. The hard part, which you're all facing now, is what to do in response, both in the short and longer terms. And as an alumnus and former faculty member, I'm heartened by the progress so far and eager to help continue that progress, though I fully recognize that progress, while it's happening, can seem both messy and a version of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but it's still progress. The simple truth is that this is home for me. This is where my wife Katie and I met when we were law students in the early 1990s. This is where our 4 children spent the bulk of their childhoods. And this is where I developed lifelong friendships, many with people who are still a part of this community. I see this very much as an opportunity to serve and to give back to a university and a community that have given so much to me and my family. I'm here because I believe deeply in the power of education and in the power and goodness of this remarkable university. I attended public schools in my hometown of Midland Park, a small, then mostly blue-collar town in northern New Jersey. As Rusty described, I was a first-generation college student and was able to attend Yale thanks to generous financial aid and the hard-earned savings of my parents, and later I attended UVA Law School thanks to a full scholarship. These opportunities and experiences literally changed my life and opened doors for me that I never knew even existed when I was a kid. The basic truth is that the education system worked for me. It worked the way it's supposed to work, and I've spent most of my professional life dedicated to ensuring that it works for others. We live in tumultuous times, as you know well. In an era of deep societal divisions, it matters that you are not only committed to a diverse and inclusive community, but that you demonstrate how and why diversity is a source of strength and vibrancy and need not be a source of division. It matters that you disagree with each other, but do so with mutual respect and civility. In an era where there is increased distrust of established institutions, including in higher education, it matters that you show what a well-functioning and equitable university looks like, and that you demonstrate your value not just to this community, but to the wider world. In an era where there is too much suffering and stagnation, it matters that you remain a place of hope and an engine for mobility and progress. And finally, in an era when some would choose the darkness of prejudice, bigotry, and racial violence, it matters that you are a place of light, indeed a place of thousands of candlelights that help illuminate the good that resides in all of us. I'm sure you're curious to know exactly what I hope to do during my time here, which is understandable. I do not lack for ideas or opinions, as you will soon come to know, for better or for worse. What I can say is that I will work every day with all of you to help make this university the very best it can be, and to fully live out its core values of academic rigor, accessibility and commitment to diversity, honor, student self-governance, public service, civility, and mutual respect. I believe this is the preeminent public university in this country, and my goal will be to make this true beyond any doubt. This means, at the very least, recruiting a talented and genuinely diverse group of students, ensuring that this university remains accessible and affordable for all, and that all can flourish within a culture of trust, respect, and belonging. That means nurturing and strengthening the distinctive and remarkably vibrant student experience that features frequent interactions with faculty, high levels of engagement, and outstanding athletics, music, and art. It means recruiting and supporting talented and broadly diverse faculty across all disciplines and in every school, and providing them the resources they need to be both outstanding teachers and researchers. It means continuing to provide first-class health care and supporting basic scientific and medical research. And it means being a partner and a good neighbor with Charlottesville and being of real service to the Commonwealth and beyond. And it means confronting and understanding this university's past, both the good and the bad, the distant and the not so distant. It means acknowledging without apprehension, but instead with all due humility, both the brilliance of Thomas Jefferson and the brutality. It means appreciating that the history of this university is intertwined with the paradoxical history of this country, including links to our highest and most enduring aspirations and to our original sin of slavery. It also means, however, that we not simply understand and learn from our past, but that we also and always keep our eyes on the future, recognizing that it is ours to shape. Indeed, it's crucial to remember that Jefferson himself was literally a revolutionary who believed in progress above all. To remain true to Jefferson is, in a way, to constantly strive to form a more perfect university. To me, what this university looked like in 1850 or even in 1950 is important to understand, but it's far more important to envision what this university will look like tomorrow or in 2050. Let me end by making two promises I know I can keep. The first is that when I begin and throughout my time here, I will ask a lot of questions. Some of them undoubtedly will be annoying, but I promise I will listen carefully to your answers. I see my first task as getting reacquainted with parts of the university I knew well before I left, and learning about the parts I didn't know as well, and listening and learning from all of you here and in WISE. I have a lot to learn, and I'll look forward to hearing both your concerns and your aspirations for this university, all in an effort to set a clear and compelling path for the next chapter in the life of this wonderful place. The second thing I can promise is that I will make mistakes. But I will also follow the advice of a basketball coach I had when I was in 5th grade playing in a Catholic youth league in my hometown. It's okay to make mistakes, he said, and I will tolerate mistakes from exuberance. I will not tolerate mistakes from lethargy. Now, at the time, I knew this sounded important, but I had no clue what my basketball coach was saying, because as a 5th grader, I had no idea what exuberance or lethargy meant. And some of them, for sure, will come from exuberance. I promise I will never make a mistake from lethargy. Thank you.